Why get a divorce after 25 years of marriage? The short answer is because it is not too late to be happy.
I'm just not strong enough to fight this one by myself. And today, I just feel crushed.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. And I'm not crying because he's leaving.
I'm sitting here on my bathroom floor.
This is so delusional.
With no one to talk to. So if you're alone, and you're in pain, and you're sad, I'll sit with you.
Welcome back, family. Today, we're going to review another modern woman who decided to end her 25-year-old marriage because she thought that she could find happiness in these streets. Let's first start by watching.
Someone in the comments said, I'm not allowed a woman, lol, they ruined marriage. You're not supposed to fornicate, but at the same time, marriage is a bad deal today, so it's a rock and a hard place. It really does depend on the type of woman that you find. And there are definitely women out there who will not take advantage of you and who will not hurt you. Also, marriage doesn't need to be a legal marriage. You don't need to get married to a woman legally. You can get married under the eyes of God in a church without signing any papers, without signing any contracts. I don't believe a government should be involved in a marriage. So if you are not getting married or saying you're not going to get married because of legal and financial complications, then I would definitely consider marrying under the eyes of God as opposed to under the eyes of the law. And you might find that it does not scare you as much because there aren't any contracts that you've signed and you're just doing it for love and for God. So what do you think about that? Is that an option, do you think? Someone said, I'm not saying it's right, but from what I've gathered, if a guy cheats, it's about sex. If a woman cheats, there's an emotional connection with that sex. That seems to be the biggest difference. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Her crying and regretting her decision of leaving her husband when she realizes how lonely the single woman life really is.
I'm just not strong enough to fight this one by myself.
Someone said when I said that in churches, they said no. It depends what church you go to is what I'm going to say. Or you can... In the Bible, there is nothing about getting married with, like, the government involved. There's nothing about that. It doesn't say anything like that. I believe that you can even, do your own little ceremony with your partner and your family and friends, and you can go on a mountain somewhere or go to a field and have your own ceremony, make vows to each other. You can exchange rings if you want to, and pray together as a group, and that is marriage. I believe if you're asking God to bless your marriage, I believe that you can actually do it yourself. I don't think you need anybody to do it for you. I don't think there's anything in the Bible saying you do. So I don't know, definitely something to look into, and I think some churches would do it for you. You just need to find the right church. Anyway,
I don't know what to do. I was doing so good.
This is so cringe. Come on. This is just attention seeking.
I just feel crushed.
Sorry, I have to keep responding to these comments. Pastor Anderson said it has to be a real marriage from the Bible. But there's nothing in the Bible saying that you need to get the government involved in your marriage, so I don't know. And there's nothing in the Bible that actually explains what a marriage looks like. It just says that your family needs to be involved and there has to be a witness of some kind. So I don't think that he's right, I'm afraid. You need to go back to Pastor Anderson and tell him to actually tell you where it says in the Bible that you need a contract, a government contract to bless your marriage. I don't think it says that. Not where I've looked anyway. Someone said, I don't have any sympathy for these single women. Why follow dating advice from TikTok? I mean, yeah, she doesn't look happy to me. She's sort of advertising her divorce, but she's not very happy. so I don't know if anyone will actually listen to her.
Now, before you even think of feeling sorry for this crying woman, I will show you a clip of her demonstrating how arrogant and confident she was just before filing for divorce because she thought that her ex-husband was holding her back. And you guys will understand that all the misery these modern women complain about are self-inflicted wound.
Why get a divorce after 25 years of marriage? The short answer is because it is not too late to be happy. And I finally got to a point at the beginning of the year where I decided that it wasn't too late to be happy. I still have, hopefully, many more years left, and I would like to be happy for those years. And that was never going to happen inside my current marriage. No matter how many wonderful people, supportive people, positive people you surround yourself with, it will never have as much of an impact if you have toxic people in your home. And the two most toxic people in my life, two most toxic adults in my life, live in my home with me right now. And my husband was definitely someone that sabotaged all of my efforts to try and get healthy, to try and feel better, to be more successful, to be happy. I don't know whether it was intentional or not, and it really doesn't.
She's not saying how he sabotaged it. She's just saying, she's making these claims with nothing to back it up. So you need to explain how, otherwise I'll assume that you're not telling the truth.
Matter at this point. I want to be happy. I want to be hopeful.
Delusional.
I want to surround myself with people and experiences and success and love and peace that I will never be able to find if I stay married. And so we're getting a divorce, and the best way I can really describe that experience of 25 years, it's like climbing or riding in a roller coaster to the highest peak, and it's just one click at a time, one thing at a time, and then you finally get to the top, and that's the tipping point. There is no going back. There's nothing to fix, no desire anymore to try and fix things. You've already put in that effort, and it's a free fall to a new life and new experiences, and I am so looking forward to those. And so today I am really grateful for the new experiences I am about to have.
She's happy then, but look what happened after. Crying on the floor.
Because I am going to be able to surround myself with wonderful people and amazing experiences.
You heard it for yourself. She got bored of her husband, and now everything he does looks toxic in her eyes.
Wow.
She wanted something new. She wanted to experience different things, forgetting that she already created a wonderful world with her family. As usual, her fake toughness didn't take long to crumble when her ex-husband decided to leave the house after she filed for divorce. Check it out.
Good for him.
My soon-to-be ex-husband is leaving the house in about 13 hours, and I am now sitting in the grocery store parking lot, ready to go in and buy at least one bottle of wine, because I'm not sure I'm going to make it through the rest of the night without some help. Don't judge. I'm going to go walking first.
I'm not judging the wine. I'm judging something else.
And that's my backup. But it has been an incredibly stressful day.
Someone said she thinks she's going to get some hot lover boy, lol. Probably.
He was expecting me to do the packing, get everything ready for him to load the car so that he can just go. To go through everything, to find things, all today, the day before he leaves. And I'm not dealing with the stress very well tonight. He's known that he was not only leaving the house, but leaving the state this week. He's known for 2 weeks. And he did not do a single thing with our son before leaving. Not a meal, not going to the movies, nothing.
You've done that.
I don't understand that.
don't understand that at all. And I'm not crying because he's leaving. I am just upset for my son.
Of course.
For the things that I think that he's missing out on.
Because of you.
But none of my tears tonight or tomorrow are about sadness.
Because you're a selfish person, a selfish mother who has put your own desires before your family. That's why you are crying.
For what's happening. Our marriage has been over for a long time. We've lived separate lives for a long time. He has slept on the couch by his own choice for years. We have been roommates. And now pursuing divorce is just to make things official so that he can completely move on with his life and I can move on with mine, because I still have hope for happiness and for good relationships and for friendships. And today I could use some prayer. I could use a little help, some positive, supportive comments, because I don't know how I'm going to get through the rest of today. So please send positive.
Listen, if she was being abused, I would understand her leaving. I actually would. She's not being abused. Everything she said is just her desire to, be with someone else and find someone else and have new relationships, new friendships. You can have friendships. You can have new friendships when you're in a marriage. Like, that doesn't stop you from making friends. So I don't know what she's saying with that, but I think she just wants someone who's, younger, and I think she thinks she's going to get that, and I don't think she will. I think she's in for a very rude awakening.
Thoughts and prayers and anything you could think of my way to help me get through the rest of today and tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Fellas, like I've said many times in this channel, most of these divorced women are emotional roller coaster. They do not know what they want, but they keep on making big life-changing decisions based on how they feel. That's why you have to protect yourself at all times against these types of women. Always vet them properly before making any commitments. This will ensure that your finances and wallet are well protected. Speaking of protecting your resources, let me introduce to you the wallet that helps me protect all my belongings like a champ. The extra part, so in the just a week after her husband moved out.
He's been gone for a week now, and I still can't sleep.
Now you're crying on the floor.
It's not even midnight,
oh dear.
And it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I can't sleep for more than 2 hours, maybe 2.5. And it's midnight, and I am wide awake.
I wonder why.
And the worst part is that everyone that I could talk to, the only person I really want to talk to is
your
asleep.
ex-husband. Yeah, of course.
Evening time is particularly rough.
You're missing him now, aren't you?
But middle of the night is even worse. When my depression was at its worst, I felt numb to everything.
I can't believe she's posting this on the internet. She's got a son who might see this. That is just disgusting.
To even thoughts that
oh my gosh.
might make me smile. I was numb to all of it, except for thoughts that made the depression worse. And now that I'm really fighting darkness, fighting the depression, fighting to get rid of toxic relationships.
Toxic relationship.
Made it all worse.
Because he was so toxic, wasn't he?
I still have these moments.
So cringe.
Where I wish that
You made your choice. Get on with it, okay?
could still feel that numb again, because now I feel everything, and I don't feel it just a little bit. I feel it, and it's big, and it's overwhelming, and I'm sitting here on my bathroom floor.
Yeah, because you're lonely. You got no one to talk to now that you've dumped your husband. That's why.
With no one to talk to. So if you're alone...
Yeah, TikTok, if you're alone, come and talk to me.
And you're in pain, and you're sad, I'll sit with you.
Remember that this is the woman who was
She's
talking
crazy.
about how better off she will be once she leaves her marriage. But now, she cannot stop crying and complaining about how lonely she is. It's not even midnight, and she cannot sleep. She is so depressed to the point of going to the internet to look for other depressed people so that they can trauma bond. This is how all these so-called strong, independent women really feel inside.
Yeah.
They are truly miserable, but they always put on this facade to try to impress the world. Now, this last clip will demonstrate how the mainstream media and social media keep on glamorizing this independent lifestyle that most modern women think they want, without painting the full picture of all the responsibilities and consequences the single lifestyle brings.
I went on my walk today, ready to do my daily gratitude video, but by the time I got to a quiet place to do the video, I had had too much quiet time, too much time to think, and I managed to pick all of it apart. When people think that you're successful and there's maybe a part that says you're successful, but then there's this really big part of you that says you're a failure and that you don't deserve success, that you don't deserve happiness. But there must be some part of me that doesn't really believe that, because I still want those things. And I feel like I'm still fighting for those things.
I think you're deluded. Personally.
I'm not giving up. I'm still trying. But I'm exhausted today. I can't even fight the thoughts in my head. I need help. I need help fighting the dark thoughts in my head today. I can't fight this one alone today. Am I the only one that feels like that?
No, you're not the only one. There are many women who feel that way. A lot of them are going to TikTok about it as well, because they're so confident when they're divorcing their husband, and then after they realise they're lonely, they've got no one, they've lost their best friend, they've got no one to talk to, and they don't feel like they have any aspirations in life anymore because they have lost something that was so meaningful to them, and something they'd spent like years, decades working on and building, and that's all gone in a split second. So, that's all I'm going to say.
I hope I'm not alone. If TikTok has taught me anything,
You're not
that
alone.
every time I think I'm alone in something, there's thousands, hundreds people that are going through
Maybe don't get a divorce and then you won't be alone.
some of the same experiences.
Well, well, well. Looks like our strong, independent woman is having a really hard time coping. Where are the new friends and experiences you said you were looking for once you leave your husband? I bet that Chad and Tyrone pumped her so fast that she doesn't even want to go back to the dating scene. These women take their husbands for granted. They think that they can just leave them and replace them tomorrow without even lifting a finger. By the time they realize how hard it is to find someone that is willing to commit to them in these streets, it's usually too late, and their ego is just too big for them to admit that they were wrong and try to go back to their husband to fix things.
Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious me. what is going on with these women? They have midlife crises and then they just decide to leave someone who's actually built them and helped them and been there for them throughout, their decades together. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. She thought she'd be so happy and she's not happy, and she's not the only one. And I think there's a mass awakening now about divorce and what that can actually do to someone. It's definitely not a positive thing unless you're being abused, unless you're literally being abused. There is no reason to have a divorce in this day and age, especially if you have kids, and she's got a son with this guy. So